Welcome back to Switch to Linux. So today we are going to have a look at how you can set up your own personal domain emails. And this has been a somebody had asked for a little bit about how you might run your own emails, and so I wanted to do this basic tutorial. Now, first we're going to be using Cpanel on a purchased hosting control panel because there's a lot of challenges with running your own email server. One of those is that your typical residential ISP is not going to allow you to be running emails. Running email servers in and out of a basic internet line can get a little hairy. It's usually blocked. There's ways to proxy your way around it, but we're not going to worry about that because another reason is maintaining security. And by buying a hosting control panel with a third party, you can transfer it should you need to transfer it. You can save backups if you need to save backups. You lose a little bit of the control over it, but you gain a whole lot of security. And to me, that's worth it if you're running emails. And this is certainly way better than running anything like Hotmail or Gmail or anything like that, because you're going to have a little bit more control over this. So to get started here, well, first there's no camera, and I'm on Ubuntu Mate today. I needed to rebuild an Ubuntu system so that I could do some media work as I'm going through the process of minifying the house. There's a lot of DVD files that I have on various disks and a lot of media stuff I'm sorting through, and I really prefer Ubuntu for that kind of work. And since my main Ubuntu system has died, I needed to get a new one going. I did not want to run 17.04 because last time I tried it out I was still getting some errors on it. And Unity will not run on this graphics card on 16. So I went with Ubuntu Mate, which is a distro I wanted to get more experience on anyway. And so far I've really been enjoying it. This is mostly stock. I installed Simple Screen Recorder that we're recording on now. I installed Handbrake to get the videos off of the discs that I have laying around. Kid 3 so I can do some audio tagging, and I installed Pulse Audio, which allows me, and Audacity, which allows me to record off of the sound system on Audacity. So I was able to get that set up with Pulse Audio so that I can play a CD in the CD tray and record it through Audacity. So I needed Pulse Audio to make that work. And so that's kind of what I have set up here. I just put this together on a spare hard drive yesterday, so this is a fairly new system. So no issues so far. Actually, as far as scanning as well, I simply turned on the scanner that I haven't turned on in a long time. Didn't have to configure anything. I just came down here, turned on Simple Scan, and it automatically found the scanner on the network. So, it's Ubuntu Mate is pretty rocking. All right, so what we are going to do is I have created a Cpanel account based on the domain name called thiscoolemail.com, which is pretty much nothing. And what we're going to do with this, though, is I'm going to show you how to get your emails set up. Of course, I did this by, I don't have the domain or anything, and once by the time this video is up, I'm already going to kill this thing. So, I don't care if you see any passwords or anything because this is going to be dead as soon as you see this video. But we are going to make it work as best we can. Now, of course, the way email works, we will not be able to test it by sending an email to the system as I go because this domain does not exist and there's no global DNS for it. But I will show you how to get everything set up, and then we're going to show you how you can make the thing work on we'll do Thunderbird and see if there's any other email applications I want to use. Let's see, what's on here? Thunderbird's on here. Maybe I'll install Evolution as well because that's one of my favorites. All right, and I may or may not work. I don't know. I have the hosts file redirected to go to this particular domain so that I can actually access the website and all of the settings in here. I'm not completely certain if that's going to allow me to to actually really test the emails or not. I may be able to send through them. I may not. I just don't know the answer to that. Never actually tried to manipulate emails without owning the actual domain, but we'll see what happens. All right, so you get a Cpanel account, and this is what you get. And if you do get, if you are going out and buying something, first let's look at the types of things you want to find. There is a company out there called EIG, and EIG is a big conglomerate company that buys up a lot of different brands and hosting companies. What you want to do, and where this is concerned, is EIG is a horrible, wretched, rotten company, and you want to avoid them. So if you're looking at a hosting company, you want to ask yourself a couple of questions. Number one, does it have Cpanel? And the reason is Cpanel gives us a nice GUI interface. It's easy to use. There's a lot of documentation out there on it. It works pretty flawlessly. The second question you want to ask yourself is it owned or is it likely to be picked up by EIG? And if it does have Cpanel and is not on the EIG radar, then go ahead and pick that up. They're always buying new domains or new companies, so you never know what it is. And I gotta say that, hold on, Kitty wants to come up. Sorry you can't see the kitty today, but I can. And he's like, you're talking, I want to be up there. All right. I used to have my domains and stuff through Bluehost when it was a good company about a decade or so ago, actually a little over a decade ago. EIG bought them, the company went to crap. I'm like, okay, this is bad. Switched companies again to another company. It was an awesome company. EIG bought them up and it went to crap. Now the only reason I haven't changed yet is because I have like 30 or 35 Cpanels, and it would take over $1,000 and over a week or two of time to get everything transferred. And so I'm stuck with this idiotic company. So avoid that. I don't make any affiliate marketing on anything. And that's one of the things to watch out for is these guys are going to have, EIG sucks, why not? And they're going to recommend their hosts, but they're all going to be affiliate marketing hosts. You have to decide if you want to support that or not. As long as they're clear about it, that's cool. Of course, I have affiliate marketing on my site on Amazon, and I'm not opposed to it. Just beware that there are a lot of websites out there that you'll read this hyped up review that is simply an affiliate link. And so you want to get your places, you want to make sure that you have balanced information. I do not mind affiliate links, but I do not want someone to misguide you into hosting because they make a few bucks on it. So as far as I have had good luck, and one of the projects I work with, we use SiteGround a lot. And SiteGround has an advantage that they support the Let's Encrypt SSLs, so you can put a free SSL on your site, which is a very, very good, useful thing to have. The downside is, I guess for any company, is one of the things you would like to probably do is invest in a dedicated IP address. That's going to prevent somebody else on a shared server from misbehaving and ending up your email on a blacklist because it's originating from the same IP level, because it's the IP addresses that cause problems. And so if you are concerned about that, just spend the extra money, get a dedicated IP. I think I pay $4 a month for dedicated IP on my one business line. So that's kind of what you want to do. I am personally looking at is it A2? I think it's A2 Host or A2 Hosting, something like that. When I move away from the company I'm currently with, that's the one that I've researched and said I think I can get behind them for a while. The other place, of course, and it's a weird recommendation because web designers universally have hated it, as did I. But recent years, they've gotten a whole lot better. Godaddy. They're certainly too big to be on an easy target for EIG to buy out. Their support is extremely fast and knowledgeable, and they also will allow you, basically I hated their marketing for a long time. Their marketing guys seem to have left and gone somewhere else, so their marketing is more down to earth. And they're now using Cpanel. They were not for a long time. They were using some old Plesk system that was spawned out of the abomination of hell. and it was wretched to work with. But now GoDaddy has Cpanel, and so you can use them as well. Just make sure you're not buying extra or paying extra to have a hosted email type solution. All that stuff always sucks. You want a Cpanel, and you want to learn how to manage it yourself. So with that, we have our Cpanel here, and with our Cpanel, there's a lot of things in here. Of course, this is to manage a whole lot of your website processes. You can generally install some various software packages. I want to see, this one looks new. I actually have blocked most of the package softwares, mostly when Envato, which is an EIG company, bought out the system that I had in my hosting system. I blocked access to it because I'm going to be buggered if I'm going to sell somebody a hosting package and then EIG is going to come in and try and steal a whole lot of money away from my clients. Ain't happening. So I blocked it on these. But as far as accessing your email, you just want to come down here to the email section, and you can actually drag these guys around. So if you're only going to be doing this, I think you can drag them around. I've not managed my, I've not adjusted these themes for a while. There you go. So if you want, you can just move that right up to the top, so it'll always be the very top thing. So inside of here, we have email accounts, we have forwarders, we have MX entries, autoresponders. So what a lot of these things are going to do, like forwarders are nice if you just want to, we use these in one project where we don't even set up emails. You can set up a forwarder in Cpanel, and without an email address being created, if somebody sends an email, so if I wanted to be at info@thiscoolemail.com, I could literally set up a forwarder in here, and I could go ahead and set this guy up. So let's hit the add forwarder up here, and I can write info, and then you'll see that it'll be and this will be a drop down with all your available domains. We only have this one on here. So info@thiscoolemail.com. And so I can forward it to my, my other email at email.com, whatever. Okay, so what you can do then is, even without an email address being set up, anybody that sends something over here, it'll automatically get sent over here. So we use this to manage board members on a website, so that we have the basic email address for the board member never changes, but as the board member changes, we just update their email address in the forwarder here. And so that's a nice, easy way to manage that part. We're going to hit the go back button here. Actually, let's just go back to the main email again. All right, so setting up an email, we're going to go ahead and set this guy up. So we're going to say my email at thiscoolemail.com. Now, Cpanel has this password generator. You cannot use it until you click the button that you have copied it. So I'll just go ahead and, actually, I'm just going to write bad password 1. Okay. It may not even allow me to use that. Let's just type it in over here. Bad password 1. It'll tell you that that is an extremely weak password. Hey, let's see if we can get something weaker. Wait. Password. Yes! I got something that's a weakness of 1. Okay, there we are. So now we have a password. Here you can set your quota. If you have a big unlimited account, you just leave that at unlimited. I set these for clients at certain numbers. It prevents them from collecting emails and never clearing things out, and I don't sell things for people to be using their managed email accounts anyway. I sell these for small business, but you can set this to unlimited or a certain quota, whatever you want that size to be. Hit create account, and then you will have the option down here for seeing an account. So down here, what we're going to see, let me see, these guys are, this theme is a little different. Okay, so can send and receive email. Okay, so over here, if I want to change the password, I can just do this, reset the password. Of course, I'm getting these connection links here because we're not on an SSL, and this is that new excessively annoying thing in Firefox. Like, oh, you're not secure. I think it's a conspiracy to sell SSLs at a increase market. I don't know. You can change your quota over here. Setting up your email client is where you can get instructions. So here's Thunderbird. So the auto config will actually grab a file, and what you want to do is, let's see, I'd never use these things. Can automatically detect your settings. Okay, so if I just type in my email address and my password, it should automatically detect my settings. Copy. All right, so let's go ahead and boot up Thunderbird. And this part here may or may not work because of how I have the hosting routing and the fact that this domain name does not exist. So Thunderbird, this is going to determine if it's going to go on the computer and test it from the computer, it should find it. If it goes out to the DNS servers, it will not find it. So this will be kind of be my own thing here. So let's do this. We're just going to paste in the email address, and we're going to paste in our thing here, password. Let's hit continue. So it's looking it up, and let's see. Okay, so it actually determines what we need already. So now you can pick between IMAP and POP3. So IMAP will manage the remote folders. This is the one I generally do not like or recommend. I like POP3 because everything is on your own computer. If the server goes crashing down, you have not lost your email, unless your computer goes crashing down. So you have to make sure you have a good backup plan. So here you can see that it has your settings, and then over here we can use these settings. So go ahead and hit done. Let's see. Okay, so this is because we do not have a server. We're going to hit to permanently store, or we do not have a certificate. Now, if I had installed an SSL, so if you were using that SiteGround I was talking about, and then you set up your server with the Let's Encrypt SSL, then it would actually give you more information about the server. So since here we're not going to, I'm going to confirm the security exception. It's going to check the password, and this is, again, is it going to go out locally, or is it going to look on remote servers? So we're going to see what it does here. It's taking a while, so this is I guess maybe it will work. Huh, okay. All right. So Thunderbird seems to be set up. Now, I will not be able to send an email to it in order to test, but that's simply how you can set that up. Let's go ahead and install Evolution and test with that. Of course, it helps if I hit the right key. Okay, so here you can grab, oh, wow, KDE Kmail. Huh, that's new. Which is good because Cpanel has been updating itself a little bit more lately. For a long time, you had your options that were like ancient options, like Outlook Express. Like, they haven't gotten rid of, like, Outlook Express really doesn't even exist anymore. Okay. All right. Of course, down here is the manual settings. So I usually just set things up on manual settings. You have here is, this is if you want to use your SSL. Over here is if you want to use your non-SSL. So this one here is what it automatically was using, was the non-SSL. You can use the SSL ones, and you may be able to get around those security settings. Okay, so let's go ahead and set one of these up via Evolution now. Okay, so go ahead and hit next, hit next. What was the name of my email again? Was it email at, yeah, down here in the settings, my email, there we go. My email at thiscoolemail.com. Let's see if it can find it. It looks like it was not able to find it. So here we're going to go down and I'll just go ahead and use the non-SSL settings. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this over here. And so on my server, I'm going to use my incoming server, mail.thiscoolemail.com. This is almost always going to be the case if you're running on Cpanel. And then your username on Cpanel, it is always your full email address. Okay, so a lot of your programs, particularly your phone-based programs, will set your username as just the first part of your username or your first part of your email. In reality, you have to have for your username your full username. You can select no encryption, or you can go in if I were to want to use the encryption. So I'd want to change my outgoing server to sc300.websitewelcome.com. Okay, so incoming and outgoing. Let's see. Do I even want to do that? Let's do this. I don't generally set these up like this, but let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to come over here and just copy it from right here. Here you can set up how frequently you want it to pull for messages. This one here is a setting that I use just to make sure the email gets delivered to all my various devices. I leave it on the server and then I just increase this. And after a good 10 days, any device I would have needed to get a copy of this email on is on. So this means that it's going to check email, it's going to download the email, but it's going to keep a copy of the email on the server. And after 10 days, it will delete that message. Okay, so here it's the same server. And we're going to, again, use SSL, check the ports. Over here is 465, check to port 465. Now, something you may encounter if you're using the non-SSL. My ISP blocks port 25 because they're stupid. So if port 25 doesn't work, if you're receiving mail, or if you're receiving mail but you can't send mail, change your port to 26. It's the backup port for sending emails, and most ISPs will not block 26, but they will block 25. All right. So hit next and hit apply, and let's see if it'll work. All right, so now it wants password. Okay, so now we have an email system that is set up with two different messages. And I'm pretty sure I cannot send or receive. Let's see. I'm trying to think, do I have a junk email address I don't care if anybody sees? Probably. What I'm going to do, I'll actually, let's see. Nah, I'm not going to bother testing it. I know everything will work if you are doing this with a real address setup. So anyway, there is manually configuring and auto-configuring your various settings. Of course, there's on Mac. That's Thunderbird. That'll apply to Thunderbird. That'll apply to any of your email applications. So there is, really quickly, how we can create an email address in Cpanel. Let's go back now, and I'm going to have a look at anything else here. MX entries, or if you need to use any external server, which if you're doing this, setting up a Cpanel specifically to use emails, then you're not going to need to do that. Autoresponders, if you're going to be out of the office, go ahead and add an autoresponder to your account. And then what you can do is you can set up various systems here. So you can set this up. Here's your outgoing message. So here you can start it immediately. You can stop it. You can set a custom date to when it's going to stop. So you can do all those inside of the autoresponders. Default, mailing lists, track delivery, global email, authentication. Okay, I guess the next thing we'll look at is there is a webmail interface. So under the More button down here, there is webmail. And on Cpanel, if you go to your domain URL and then just type in /webmail, this will bring you to a login. Of course, there's once again my thing, and just type in here your email address as your username. I really hate that they put this up here. I understand they're trying to work on security, but frankly, it's more of a distraction and an annoyance than it is anything else. Because your average user is like, kind of drives me crazy. No, don't save stuff. Helps if I spell right. Got distracted by the stupid pop-ups all over the place. Okay, so here, yeah, whatever. You can come up here, and once you log in here, you'll be taken to this screen. There's a settings over here where you can set your defaults, so you can automatically set it to go into one of these three. You can reset your passwords, configure your email clients. You can do all this type of stuff from here. So if you're actually, maybe you're setting this up for family members, but you don't want all of your family members to be able to access the cPanel, you can give everybody this access panel. They can log in with their own email, and then this will enable every family member, for example, to manage their own email passwords and all of their own settings. And you can even do your forwarders, your autoresponders, and everything. You can do it all from right in here. So you have three different options: Horde, Roundcube, and Squirrel Mail. I usually use Roundcube, but I think if you're on mobile, I want to say Horde is the one that is actually a good mobile responsive system. Let's have a look. I can't remember for sure which one was which. One of these three is good, and I know it's not Squirrel Mail. So, okay, so it's probably not Horde, so it's probably the Squirrel Mail. Oh, you're going to be that way, huh? Back to Squirrel Mail. Maybe it was Horde. Maybe it'll also only kick in if I'm already on the mobile. So like a mobile switcher. I remember one of them worked really well if you were on mobile. It doesn't look like it, but one of them did work really well on mobile. Oh well. Figure that out later. Oop, wrong button. Yeah, maybe it was you had to be accessing it from an actual mobile device. But this way here, you can do any webmail checking. So if you do need to check your email and you're not at your regular computer, you can get in here and access 3 different webmail programs. I actually use, I think it's Squirrel Mail actually, that you can use if I need to transfer emails from one system to another. That'll allow you to kind of bounce email accounts around. But anyway, this is how you can set up emails. Of course, you can delete them right here. I'm going to go in and delete the emails and things from my system here as well, since we're done with this. But anyway, hopefully this is a helpful tutorial on how you can manage your own emails. This is how I run all my emails. I own my own domain names and set them up in this manner. And so for me, this is just a much better way of managing all of your things. So with that, I hope that this was helpful for you, and come on back for some more Linux tutorials. Let's see, rest of the week. What am I doing rest of the week here? It's Wednesday. I'm not certain if I'm going to get a chance to do live news or not. I have no idea yet. I got a few things up in the air on Friday, so I'll need to double check on that, and I'll leave any notice up. If I'm pretty sure I can figure that out before tomorrow, maybe I might do a live tomorrow. I'm just not sure yet. But anyway, we're going to be back to doing more distro reviews, more Linux application softwares, and things like that as time allows. So with all that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.